Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sir John Oldcastle, and we get to hear from the Earl of Cambridge today in Act 3, Scene 1. So in Act 2, we sort of got things resolved a little bit. Lord Powys was pardoned for his role in the fray that happened in Act 1, Scene 1, and Sir John Oldcastle was able to say to the king, like, you know, I'm still completely loyal to you, just please don't foist somebody else's religious beliefs on me. And the king was cool with that until we find out that a bunch of proto-Protestants are going to be meeting in Ficket Field to start a bit of a fray. And the king was like, well, okay, now I guess I gotta like fight a war here in England instead of one in France. And the Bishop of Rochester is cool with this because one way or the other, he's going to get to fight against Sir John Oldcastle. So that's where we are after Act 2. Act 3, we are once again sort of outside Lord Cobham's house as some people are making their way there, but these are people that we haven't seen yet in the play. We get to see the Earl of Cambridge, who we're going to hear from today, and he's walking along with Lord Scroop and Thomas Grey and Monsieur de Chartres, I think is how you pronounce it. He's French. I'm terrible at pronouncing French names. But they're walking along, and Lord Scroop is like, okay, so tell us again how it is that you should be the King of England? Like, remind me what all that lineage and heritage is about. And the Earl of Cambridge says, then thus, Lord Scroop, Sir Thomas Grey, and you, Monsieur de Chartres, agent for the French. This Lionel, Duke of Clarence, as I said, third son of Edward, England's king, the third, had issue Philip, his sole daughter and heir, which Philip afterward was given in marriage to Edmund Mortimer, the Earl of March, and by him had a son called Roger Mortimer, which Roger, likewise, had of his descent Edmund, Roger, Anne, and Eleanor, 2 daughters and 2 sons. But those 3 died without issue. Anne, that did survive, and now was left her father's only heir, my fortune was to marry, being 2 by my grandfather of King Edward's line. So of his surname I am called, Richard Plantagenet. My father was Edward, the Duke of York, and son and heir to Edmund Langley, Edward III's 5th son. So this is, if you can't follow it, that's okay. It's a little bit of a tenuous claim that the Earl of Cambridge has on the throne of England. And he's saying Edward III had a son who married Mortimer, who had a son who had 4 kids, and I married one of those 4 kids. So therefore, I have the rightful claim on the throne. And he was like, there's also royalty on the other side of the family because my surname is Plantagenet, and we all know who the Plantagenets were. So technically, I have a claim on the throne. And Lord Scroop is like, but that's really through your wife, right? That's not necessarily you. That's sort of through your wife that you maybe have a claim. And the Earl of Cambridge is going to have some more thoughts on that tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Mwah.